Alrighty, shalom, shalom, call me Allah. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach one that have taught me this truth. To you I say shalom and shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, so it says here the strange story of the synagogue with secret tunnels in NYC. This is from Joe Rogan's podcast. But, I've been seeing a lot of videos and articles going into this same topic, and a lot of the comments that I see and a lot of the responses that you see to this whole situation, everybody's surprised. Oh my gosh, can't believe this was happening. Oh my gosh, did they really do this? Well, I'm not surprised. It's Amalek you're dealing with. Amalek is the chief tribe that comes out of the nation of Edom. He's one of the dukes of Esau. And that's right, he is a duke. And that name fits him perfectly because this guy, man, he really believes he's above the law. And in fact, he is, because he makes the laws. But you know what? He is not above the divine law. He's not above the laws that Yahweh Bashim Yoshai has created. And he's going to get judged. And don't be surprised that this guy is acting this way. And it shows you how manipulative and deceptive Amalek is. And also it shows you how deceptive and manipulative that whole community is over there in the NYC, the Hasidic community. How they kept this a secret for so long. For so long. These tunnels have been there for years. Now you have to think, right? You have to ponder, why were these tunnels built? Now they're saying that it was built to go against the whole COVID lockdowns, what happened years ago, right? A couple years ago. Okay. But you also have to think, man, were sex trafficking done in those tunnels? Were they trafficking drugs? Was it for the Mossad? Were they spying? Right? Because why else would you build a tunnel, a secret tunnel? When you think of secret tunnels, you think of the cartel, of how they smuggle drugs into the country, right? Into these different countries, from Colombia all the way to the U.S. They do underground tunnels, right? Drug smuggling. You also think of the Underground Railway, or the railroad, what Harriet Tubman built, what she built, right? She founded all of that. So that was to go against the law of that time, right? Because that's illegal. Slaves weren't allowed to run away, but it was illegal. It wasn't right for what they were doing to so-called blacks, so-called Negroes, but they did it. They were breaking the law when they built that railway or railroad. So when you do things underground, it shows that you're being deceptive. So these people are very deceptive, and the scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy, and I'm going to bring that out. So don't be surprised when Amalek acts like this, man. I'm not surprised. So anyways, let's get to the scriptures. So it says, Ecclesiasticus Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. We're going to start there. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that pertains to Israelites. You're not supposed to trust your enemies. And we have a long list of enemies, and you can find that in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. And who's at the top of the list? You Edomites, the nation of Edom. And who comes out of Edom? Amalek. Like I said, go back to Genesis, the 36th chapter, and read it. Because Esau had sons, and they're called dukes. And like I said, Amalek is a duke. He has that mindset of a duke, because this guy thinks he's above the law. And in his mind, Salakia, it's his way or the highway. Even when you question this guy, even when he breaks the law, he's still in the right. In his mind, he's still in the right. He's right for doing that. When you question this guy, you question his ethics, you question his morals, you question what he does, he's still right. And he's above the law. Anyway, let me move on. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Yeah, take good heed and beware of him, man. You can't take your eye off this man. And on the outside, he does appear to be humble. oh, I'm worshiping God. On the outside, it looks like he's humble. He's a family man. He's worshiping. He's about his community. But behind the scenes, under the surface, and that's literal, he's doing wickedness, man. And that's why he built an underground tunnel, because that was all for him to be wicked and to get over you and to dethrone you. That's all that's about. It's to keep power and to say, I'm better than you. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath hath not been altogether wiped away. And that's Amalek. You got to watch this guy, man. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. And he has actually done that to you tribes. Literally, he's taken on your name. He took your identity. He took your identity. and he so-called took your God. So yeah, this is all to overthrow you. And he has actually done that. And he's doing it again by what he's displaying when building those underground tunnels. And like I said, this pertains to you tribes. Okay? Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? That's right. And nobody's going to pity you when you try to befriend an Amalekite. Nobody's going to pity you. Nobody's going to pity you when you befriend an Amalekite. Nobody's going to pity you, man, if you get bitten by him. So, yeah, this guy will stab you in the back. And it's all about him. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And like I said, it just showed you that. It shows you how manipulative and deceptive they are by building that tunnel. Verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? But that's all I want, man. This shows you can't trust this devil, man. Can't trust this guy. He's sneaky and manipulative. Now, also, let me get this. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. And you have to remember what Amalek did unto you in the past. Deuteronomy 25, verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt. And when we came out of Egypt, we made that mass exodus out of Egypt. We weren't really strong. Some of our people, right? Especially that left, we weren't really strong and we were being persecuted still. Remember, Pharaoh chased us out of, he was chasing us to get us back to go into Egypt, right? So we weren't really strong, we weren't really set and established. We were kind of like weak, right? This guy still, he came against us, man. Verse 18. How he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Yeah, so he didn't even fear the Lord when he came up against us. He didn't fear the Lord, and he didn't care about the Lord's chosen people. So he still attacked us. So you know what it means when he smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble, probably the ones that were old and sick. Probably the little children, the pregnant women, yeah, the ones that were lame, probably had disabilities, were disabled, probably some were blind and deaf. He's a scumbag, man. He went and attacked the ones that were weak. He's a loser, man. But that's the so-called white man, starting with the tribe of Amalek. And you have to remember what he did. Don't forget this, man. That's who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a scumbag. Verse 19, therefore it shall be when Yahweh Bashim Shai thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which Yahweh Bashim Shai thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. Wow. And yes, the Lord is going to do this. He's going to do this. He's going to destroy Amalek. Remember, he has to pay for what he did to us. He hasn't gone away. He's winning all the little skirmishes and the battles right now, but he's not going to win the war. He's not going to win the war. So, don't forget. Remember, this guy is your enemy. Remember, he wants to annihilate you. And the Lord hasn't forgotten what he did. The Lord has a beef with Amalek. So anyways, with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasha'Allah, and Abad Babal.